Hi, welcome to my video. This week I'm sharing a recipe for Chili Lime Basil Tofu, which is a dish that my husband and I came across at Whole Foods Market. We don't shop for groceries at Whole Foods, but we do go there for the baked goods and the bread and the cafe, and we tried this out of the prepared food section and just thought that it was so delicious. But we also agreed that it was quite expensive. And after reading the ingredient label and sort of fleshing out the flavors, I was convinced that I could make this. And so I set about experimenting, and I think I've come very close to their recipe. So here's my version of it. You'll need some tomato puree, some ground turmeric, ground coriander, some whole cumin seeds, and about a 1-inch piece of ginger, 2 small cloves of garlic, and some fresh basil. I have both Thai and Italian basil on my balcony, so I picked 5 leaves of each, but you can use one or the other. You do need to grate the ginger as well as chop the garlic and herbs. So while I'm doing that, I will just use this time to tell you that all of the measurements for this recipe and the detailed instructions can be found down below in the description box. There's a link there to my blog and you will find everything that you need. You'll also find a free meal planning package that I made just for you, my subscribers, as a thank you just for supporting my channel and for continuing to like, share, and comment on my videos. I really do appreciate it, especially those of you who've been here since the beginning. Coming back to what I'm doing here, I just stacked up the basil leaves and I'm just giving them a bit of a chop. Nothing here has to be too pretty. It won't make much of a difference once this starts cooking. You do need some lime juice, and I usually always have limes in my fridge, but of course I open it up and no limes. So I'm using some lemon juice, and you need some extra firm or firm tofu. 1 package or 450 grams should be enough. I set the tofu on a paper towel to drain any of the excess liquid from the block of tofu, and then I set about slicing it into approximately 1-inch or 1.5-inch cubes. You're going to need some salt, just according to your taste. There's no real measurement for that, as well as a sweetening agent like sugar or stevia. And finally, some canola oil, which you're going to heat in a nonstick pan or wok on medium-high. Once the oil is hot enough, go ahead and add the chopped garlic. It might not sizzle right away, but once it does, just keep it moving so that it doesn't burn. Then go ahead and add the spices. We're going to roast those in the oil until they are aromatic. I like to keep those moving as well. I don't know if it's really necessary, but I just hate when things get stuck. And then once you can smell those spices, go ahead and add the ginger. And remember, the ginger really is very delicate, so it is important to keep that moving. And once the spices have cooked a little bit, go ahead and add the tomato puree and mix everything well. The tomato puree contains quite a bit of moisture, and the idea is to continue cooking this until some of that moisture has evaporated, until this tomato puree has really cooked down into more of a paste. Now what you saw me add there was some sugar, and I'm squeezing in my lime juice through a strainer so that none of the, my lemon juice, so that none of the seeds fall into the paste. And go ahead and mix that, and as I was saying, just continue to cook this. You might have to turn down the heat a little bit, but the idea is to reduce this more to a paste, kind of like what I have there now. You can see that a lot of the moisture has really cooked out of it. Then go ahead and add in the tofu cubes, and you're going to want to fold these in gently, because even though this is extra firm tofu, it is possible for the cubes to crumble and for this to break up, and that's really not the idea. So go ahead and gently turn the tofu cubes over one another until they're completely coated in the tomato paste, and then sprinkle in the basil. Continue to turn things over until all the items are really well incorporated, and then turn off the heat. If you have all of your ingredients ready to go, this is very doable in the span of 10 minutes. And you can eat this alongside rice or noodles, or you can serve it as part of a buddha bowl, which I think is a bit of a trend right now and somewhat of a production, because it involves you arranging things beautifully in a bowl, taking a picture for social media, of course, and then eating. Now, if that's a video that you'd like to see, how to style a buddha bowl, I'd be happy to do that. Just let me know via the comments below or via this card in the corner. Now this buddha bowl is an amalgamation of things that I had in my fridge, and it is carb heavy. This is not typically what I would put in a buddha bowl, but you know, I did it for the thumbnail, right? So there you have my take on Whole Foods Chili Lime Basil Tofu. Much more affordable, very attainable. If you enjoyed this recipe, please give it a thumbs up. Drop me a comment, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. I love reading your comments and I try to respond to everything. And I love hearing from you via my blog as well. Some of you have sent messages through there and I really appreciate it. I love interacting with you. If you make this, take a picture of it, post it on social media and tag me in your food creations because I would just love to see what you're making and I'd love to talk to you about it. So as usual, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.